Adonis Bronze was founded 30 years ago by two artist brothers. They began in Orem and relocated to Alpine 15 years later. Their workforce has since grown to 45 people. The process is more or less the same as it was 1,000 years ago. The process at Adonis Bronze begins with a small rendering of the final statue, usually made from clay. From there, the artist will scale up the size of the model, oftentimes to life and a quarter scale. This process typically takes 3 to 4 months. Larger models are milled from foam and then covered with clay. Smaller models are scanned with a laser and then sent electronically to a CNC mill, which scales the models up automatically. Pieces of foam that are too large to mill out individually are glued together separately. After the foam models are covered with clay, they're sent to the molding department, where they are coated with several layers of rubber, hemp, and plaster. Afterward, the plaster is pulled away, leaving a reverse image of the clay and foam model. In the next stage, the inside of the mold is coated with molten hot wax. The thickness of the wax determines the thickness of the final casting. Separate wax portions of the mold are connected with wax rods to provide a channel for the flow of the bronze. For a 16-foot statue of a horse, this process took 6 months. The finished wax blanks are then dipped in a ceramic slurry and silica sand. The slurry dries and forms a hard, heat-proof coating around the wax. After the ceramic has cured, the mold is heated and the wax is melted out, leaving a hollow shell for the bronze. Before the bronze is poured in, the ceramic shells are preheated to 1500 degrees to prevent heat shock and cracking. The bronze is an alloy used specifically for statue casting. Depending on the market, Adonis will buy 4 to 5 pallets at a time. The Adonis Bronze Foundry is run on propane and is solely designed to melt bronze. After the bronze has cooled, the ceramic mold is chipped and sandblasted away. Once the various pieces are cleaned off, they're sent to the metal chase department to be welded into a complete statue. Some statues are made from as many as 50 pieces. The statues are then sandblasted again to remove weld lines. This process is their most expensive, time-consuming department. In the finished department, the bronze statues heated and coated with various colors in order to give them color. Copper, for instance, gives the statue a green color. The statue is then sealed with wax and given a base. You can get just about any color and texture. The final casting is usually around 1/4 inch thick. The Provo City Center Temple family statue took around a year. Customers include Disney World, Park City, Thanksgiving Point, BYU, and the LDS Church. Their biggest project was commissioned by Thanksgiving Point, a 12-year process that billed around $4 million.